So joining me now is Senior Campaign Advisor Lara Trump to talk about both of those things. Lara, good to see you tonight. Thank you for being with us this evening. I think the first thing I'd like to ask you about is the reaction that we heard from Joe Scarborough and others who generally can find something negative to say, even when there are positive things to say. So why do you think it was that they struck a very different tune today?
Well, I would love to know that. And Martha, wouldn't it be nice if we could always have this kind of positivity around this president, really uniting all of us as Americans and really the world, the allies that we have around the world that we had there with us today, Britain and France, who fought alongside our brave soldiers in World War II there on D-Day. But it was such an incredible speech. I mean, it was hard to watch that speech without tearing up several times. Now, I am almost 7 months pregnant, but I think most people who watched it obviously felt the emotion and felt the gravity of the day, and the president's words were spot on.
There was an extraordinary amount of emotion out there, really across the board today. And, but I do think it's interesting, to hear the comments of those folks. And I wonder, if the president, I mean, clearly he wanted to give a great speech today, and it's not about, about politics in that moment. It's about honoring those heroes. But do you think that he is making an effort to be sort of, to win over some people who perhaps have seen some of his behavior as something that they might say is unpresidential, things along those lines? Is there an effort being made about towards that?
I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily say that. I mean, Donald Trump is Donald Trump. He's a very genuine person. But being the president is something that no one gives you a handbook and says this is how you do it. He's never been a politician before in his life. He's figuring it out along the way. And so I think it was very clear how passionate he is about our country, how passionate he is about veterans and those people who, without giving their lives, we probably wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be living in the same world. So I think that may be what's shown through there. But he's certainly figuring it out every day, and he's going to get better and better at it.
Yeah, it was very interesting today to watch him with Macron, someone he's had some differences with over time. They seem to do very well together today. I think it's also beneficial to Macron and his current political environment to also, sort of treat President Trump perhaps in a little bit more open way. But, the polls that I mentioned at the top, I want to take a look at these because obviously it's very early. But take a look at Michigan. Now take a look at Texas, where the president is underwater in a Quinnipiac poll against Joe Biden. Biden at 48%, Trump at 44%. That's an unusual poll coming out of Texas, Lara.
Yeah, I mean, and you just said it, Martha. It's very early. Listen, the election is not tomorrow. There's a lot to happen between now and then. Who even knows if Joe Biden is going to be the Democrat who runs against Donald Trump in 2020? We don't know who it will be yet. But the polls, and I always say this, but they have never been accurate when it comes to Donald Trump. Even days before the election in 2016, we saw that they had Hillary Clinton up by a huge margin, and yet Donald Trump still won. So we still feel very confident here at the campaign, and we're looking forward to the Democrat debates so we can really get a handle on who might be his opponent.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. Well, it was a very strong day out there in Normandy for the president. Lara, always good to see you. Thank you very much for coming in and talking about how it's going on the campaign. We'll see you soon.
You got it.